Appreciate it. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay, it's on. Whoops. All right, how was everyone's lunch? Good? Awesome. Okay, great. So, the rest of this afternoon for me is a bit more fun and a little less, professional. I like if we can all just laugh and have a bit of fun together. So please join me on some silliness, because that's what trombone is. We are, we're trombonists, right? We make fart noises into a tube, and it's pretty fun, right? Yeah. Okay. We're all trombone players. We don't need to be so done up right now. So. This is a small little lecture that I do. It's called the Tone-Centered Warmup, and it's actually what I do every single day. I'm a big believer in air creates the sound. If you're in a lesson with me and I ask you anything, the answer is air, always. That's how we create sounds on this instrument, and that's my core belief in this world, which you guys are really lacking up here, the oxygen. My gosh, I'm out of breath talking to you. So I just wanted to take you through a bit of this concept, and I have all of the gadgets. There we go. Okay, cool. So the idea of a tone-centered warm-up is that we're focusing solely on our sound, because it doesn't matter how much you practice your scales and your articulation and your technique. If you don't sound good, no one's going to want to listen to you. So I always start my day off with really just focusing on my sound and that sound concept and getting my air to work. So your tone, it's a core plus a resonance. And I like to use this fun little dartboard, but I actually think that this is a better picture. Harry Potter fans, anyone? Thank you, thank you. Please be vocal. This is a bit more fun for me if you are. So I kind of imagine it as you have a beautiful core to your sound and then a lot of resonance, and we want it to be really thick in the middle so that it can just really grow into your sound, right? Yes? Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. So that picture will be explained in a moment. How do we create a good tone? Right? A lot of it actually has to do with our mouth and what we're doing in our oral cavity. So if you're playing with maybe your teeth are a little too close together, or your tongue is a little too high in your mouth, there are many things that we can do just inside our face without the trombone that will affect our tone. So rule of thumb, if you are someone who has a bit of a closed sound, or perhaps a little bit of a nasally sound, someone who has trouble crescendoing and decrescendoing, perhaps someone who has trouble doing vibrato. One of the main things that I check for in a lot of students, myself included, and I do this every day, is to make sure there's enough space in my mouth. And a rule of thumb is actually your pinky. You have to make sure that when you form your embouchure, everyone form your most beautiful embouchure. Yeah? Okay, now lower your jaw just enough, keep your corners, to fit the first knuckle of your pinky in between your teeth. And there is your really open embouchure. Strongest muscles in my body, folks, right here. That amount of space between your front teeth will allow you to really kind of produce a more resonant sound from your mouth to the mouthpiece, to the lead pipe, throughout the horn. Yeah? So I thought that picture explained it quite well. It'll definitely help you remember it, perhaps. All right, so the big thing for me when we are talking about tone, another issue that comes up, don't worry, we'll play. This is not going to be a lecture the whole time. I just wanted to start you out to give you a concept of why we're going to do what we're going to do. When the tone is not centered, that is a big issue for a lot of trombone players. If you remember the target board, we had that core plus the resonance. A lot of people think that they're playing in the center of the pitch, but they're actually usually playing a little bit sharp of that. And if you're doing that, you'll also have trouble crescendoing and decrescendoing, playing louder dynamics, obviously. Vibrato will also be an issue. You'll hear pitch issues. Pitch issues. You'll hear the inability to crescendo. There's a lack of resonance in the sound. Have you been in a really dead room practicing and you feel like your sound just stops at the end of your bell sometimes? Yeah, we've all been there. That's called a lack of resonance, right? And then you'll have trouble with vibrato. So these are all tone issues that I deal with every day. And I talk about this all the time because I used to have a severe tone issue. I played with my teeth closed. It sounded a lot like this. And I had to learn from a young age how to open my teeth and be able to use my air to create that vibration so I could get rid of that closed off sound. Now, I'm not saying that any of you guys have that sound, but if you do, or if you have something similar and you've struggled with some of these issues, this warm-up that I do every day has really helped me play in the center of the pitch, in that core of the sound, to allow for the most resonance. So I was going to take you guys through that today, if you'll oblige me. And it could be a little bit of fun. Perhaps, maybe not. If anything, you'll just, be really, really warmed up for the concert later today. Yeah? You all game? Cool. All right. So, drum roll, please, if we could have the pitch bending PDF. Yeah! Okay, cool. So I wrote this out this morning for your benefit. And if anyone would like these PDFs moving forward, I can email them to Sandra and she can email them out. I am a big believer of using your ears when we're doing these exercises, but knowing that there are different levels here, I thought writing it out wouldn't hurt. So the idea of the pitch bending exercise, anyone have done pitch bending before? Happy to see it, happy to hear it, that's awesome. The idea of this exercise is that we bend the pitch down and bring it back up, so we're always going to be sitting in the center core of every pitch that we play. And you'll notice that as we go down and we go into the low register, when I play it and then you repeat after me, you're going to hear that the sound quality in the room is going to be a lot more resonant. I've done this before and it usually gets a little loud, so everyone be nice to each other. But first, I'm going to ask anyone who is able-bodied to do a little exercise with me. If you can put your instruments down, please, and stand up. So maybe this is where I need that Britney Spears microphone so I can do this, but it'll be fine. So what's the first thing that we have to think about when we're doing any sort of tone exercise? Air. Thank you. The answer is always air. I already told you the answer. It's always air. Yeah. Okay, cool. So how do we get air in this atmosphere right now, right? We have to what? We have to breathe in. My God, I'm just really handing this to you, right? We have to breathe. And a lot of people, when they breathe, we breathe from the throat, we breathe in our collarbones, but we don't necessarily breathe from where we need to, which is, yes, sir, the diaphragm. Do you want to do this? No, I love it. It's great. So it's this idea that we need to engage our lower abdomen to really breathe, okay? And while I'm out of breath talking to you, it means that I need to do this exercise for the third time today. So if you will all indulge me, I'm going to put the microphone down and I will start yelling a little bit. But if you have any shoulder problems at all, I would ask you, instead of doing the windmills that we're about to do, to just keep raising your hands over your head this way. Yeah? Okay. Microphone going down. Yeah. So the idea of doing that exercise, we'll pick up our instruments now in a minute. When your hands are over your head, your heart rate is elevated. This is really good for pumping blood all through your body, right? We take a deep breath in while we're doing this, and then we hold it, and we sit more air in, and sit more air in, and sit more air in, with the idea that we are stretching out each intercostal muscle in our rib cage so that we can really feel this expansion. And that's what I do every single day to make sure that I'm taking in enough air. The last thing that I do, maybe you could stand for this, but if you don't want to stand, just sit on the edge of your chair. And I'm going to ask you to think about Oreos. That's right, the Oreo cookie. It will help you breathe for the trombone for the rest of your life. The idea of the Oreo cookie is this. Can you say Oreo? Oreo. Yeah, cool. Now, can you say that inhaling? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now, can you make a hand like this? Close your fingers. Thank you. And can you put it against your mouth like this and make a fish face? Yeah, and then I'm going to ask you to breathe in like a vacuum. Try not to cough. Ready? Good. Need my other hand now. I want you to put your other hand on your gut. Yeah? And I want you to relax it. Just absolutely relax your belly. Yeah? And then the idea is that while your belly's relaxed, I'm going to ask you to focus on pushing this hand out with your belly, and we're going to say Oreo. It'll look like this, everyone. Can you watch my belly? Ready? And say Oreo. So if your shoulders are coming up, you're breathing too high. I want you to push that hand out from your belly. That's it. Okay, cool. Let's go standing up. You can sit down. This is the type of breathing that we need to play the trombone. And when we're sitting down playing in orchestras, when we're doing anything, sitting on the edge of your chair and really feeling that like upwards pull, and we just can say and an immediate air out. Yeah? So that is what I do every day. That's my breathing exercise. I don't do the breathing gym. I don't do timed air in, timed air out. A lot of it is just this. It's just this understanding of activating every muscle, knowing that I'm activating my diaphragm and that I'm not breathing from my throat or from my shoulders, right? So all of this is super important to create a beautiful tone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else in the room, can you pick up your trombones because we're all going to start playing now? Yeah. All right, so we're going to do this pitch bending. I'm going to play it first, and I'm going to ask you guys to repeat after me. You can stand up, you can make some space. Let's all, stand up. Make yourselves comfortable. Now that we all, are using our lungs beautifully, we're going to play this. So can everyone see what's up there? You can all see a screen of some sort? Okay, so the exercise, we're going to play the B flat. We're going to lip down to an A natural, and then we're going to come back up to the B flat. Then we're going to play the B flat, play the A natural, and come back up, okay? I'll play it first. You guys can play it after me, and we're going to keep moving down. Anyone have any trouble with the concept of a lip bend? Everyone knows how to do it? Yeah? Just in case anyone doesn't, it's this idea that we... If you can all actually do that on your mouthpiece first. Buzz the B flat, and then buzz down to the A natural. That's it. And you're going to do the same thing. I want you to imagine that there is a hook that doesn't hurt, that's tied into your top lip and your bottom lip, and that there's a rubber band attached to it. And so when you're lip bending, you're slowly pulling at that rubber band and your lips are going into the mouthpiece a little bit so that we can achieve it, okay? I'm going to play first. You guys repeat after me. because we will go on. Anyone drop down to the other partial when they lip bend? Cool, you went too far. So you want to go to the place where it's almost about to break and then bring it back up, okay? If you hit that other partial, you're doing a lip slur, and we can do those later. But for right now, we're just doing some lip bends. We're going to keep going, okay? We're going to keep going. How does it feel? Any thoughts? Anyone notice anything in their tone when you're coming back out of that lip bend? Please talk. Anyone notice anything? Yeah. How do I center the pitch bend? Yeah, so there are two types of way that we can pitch bend. One is that we think we're bending, and then the pitch actually just goes really wide. And there's others where we think that the sound is coming out of our nose, and you almost want to imagine that I know it sounds disgusting, the sound's coming out of your nose, but if you think about it like you're humming, we want that resonance almost to be in our nose. So when you're pitch bending, you want to hit that beautiful spot right before it flips down to the partial. pitch where everyone has more resonance. When you have more resonance, you have more overtones, and the overtones are really what makes our sounds lock in together. So that's why I do this one every day, because playing in a chamber group professionally means I have to blend really, really well. All right, we're gonna keep going. But I'm going to do this because I have to sing later today. While we're now in this lower partial, I want you to all keep in mind of keeping your tone open. Even though we're going to get to that nasal bend, make sure when you bend out of it, we're coming back open, okay? Like, ah, okay? Keep the sound open so we get the most resonance. Let's do B flat again. That's the start. So basically, I like to warm up every day. I'm a coffee drinker, so coffee's usually involved. And it's a way to wake up my face, to really feel that vibration, feel the blood pumping in my lips. Yeah, you're feeling it. And the idea is that we're really using all these muscles these tiny muscles in our face, and we're keeping our corners down and all this while we're using some flexibility of just our aperture and going in and out of the center of the pitch so that we can really feel that resonance in the sound. Now after that, Sir Will, if you can use the next PDF. Has anyone done this warm-up before? Yeah, so this is a really popular warm-up that a lot of people do. This is one that I do every single day, but I do not articulate. Why? Air! Thank you. Yeah. I like to focus solely on my air when I warm up. If I start sticking my tongue in there, basically the tongue is the worst aspect of trombone playing. We think it's cool, we think it's going to help us, it's going to give us style, but it usually gets in the way of our air and it interrupts everything, and that's when we start having some of these problems, right? We get twas, we get, cacking and all that fun stuff. So I like to exclude the tongue from my warm-up, and I gliss everything. So while I have my pitch bending and I feel all loosey-goosey in my aperture and my embouchure, now I do this warm-up. So I'm going to play it first. You're going to repeat after me. And there's going to be no tongue involved. So you're going to gliss, and you're also going to do a hoo attack. No tongue at the beginning. Activate the air. Get that vibration through your air alone, not your tongue, okay? Everyone excited? Yeah! Woo! Okay, cool. Here we go. We're going to keep going. But what do you notice when you have to cross the partial glissing? Sometimes it pops, right? Sometimes it doesn't come out, and we get a bit of a gap in the sound. So I really want you to focus on that continuity of the air, and your airstream should just be like leaning against the wall the whole time you go through. And I'll give you a little cheat sheet of what I do. If I feel like my air is not activated the way I want it to be, I growl. So that's the next exercise we're going to incorporate. We're going to growl or flutter tongue through this, okay? It's going to sound like this. My God, you guys are superheroes. I want your lungs. I need to practice at this altitude. Holy crap. So that's that. That's how we work on the low range, keeping it open. But I would never do this without doing those lip bends first, yeah? Now, my friend Will, can you scroll down the page for me a little bit? And now we go up, friends. We'd worked on the low register, and now we're going to play some high stuff because let's just wreck our chops. That's what we're here to do, right? Let's have some fun, okay? So we're going to do the same concept, and I want you all to really think about your air. And when you're glissing, I want you to hear every micro note that's happening on your slide. So we really feel that air continuity. We really get that consistent tone throughout the instrument. And when you hear me growl, you growl. When you hear me not growl, don't growl. And I'll see you at the top, okay? So yeah, Will, you cheated. You showed them the next one. We're going to keep going up, but this is usually where I have a sip of coffee because we all need it, right? Yeah, sip of water, sip of coffee, do anything you need. But the idea is that we don't want to exhaust the lips, but by doing this exercise, the lip bending, using solely air while we're doing this exercise, glissing, we are also building endurance on our instruments. A lot of times, a lot of warm-ups that I hear will be the classic Remington, which is a great long tone exercise, or lip slurs. And while these are all excellent and you should be doing them because we all have to do them, it doesn't build endurance like something like this does, where you're really just blowing good solid air through your instrument and going just a 1 octave up and a 1 octave down. So I do this every day, and it's really, really helpful. Now, everyone have some blood in their faces? Ready to go? Yeah? Am I exhausting you all? Is this what you wanted? Yeah! Okay, cool. Sorry? I am struggling breathing right now. I don't know if you noticed, but I can't hold it as long as you all can. But I am doing my best and trying to really activate that breathing that I took you all through. All right, let's keep going. right, drop out when you need to, but we're keep going up. That's tenor clef. All right, folks. So that was a little insight into what I do every morning. The only reason why I have that range right now is because I do this every morning and because I do not use my tongue and I make sure that I have my air activated and moving forward. I do all my lip bends, make sure I'm in that center of the pitch so that I can really resonate and hit the back of any hall. If you play in front of an orchestra or even if you play in the back of the orchestra, you got to play pretty loud sometimes. And the idea is that we always want to aim our sound somewhere in the back of the hall and really focus on that resonance and the core of the tone, right? So we are out of time, which I'm pretty sure you're all very thankful for. And I hope you enjoyed the warm-up. There's a question here. How long, so if the question is, how long have I been doing this so that I can consistently get to the end? I'm a human, and a lot of times that F and G don't come out. But it's the pursuit of those notes and using my air in pursuit of those notes that really helps me every day so that I can consistently get up there when I need to. Thank everyone that those notes aren't really written for us, but there's a couple of pieces where they do show up. But I would say I was doing this every day for at least the last 5 years. And it's really revolutionized my playing. Like I said, I had a really closed-off tone as a student. It was the bane of every teacher's existence working with me. But eventually, opening my oral cavity, bending these pitches, focusing on the core and the resonance of my sound, and only using my air really, really helped me. And now I just have to figure out my articulation. But so far, this is my journey, and it was really lovely being able to share it with you all. And if you want those PDFs, I'm going to email them to Sandra, and she can give them to you. But yeah, thank you for doing that with me. That was fun.
So we have a 15-minute break, and the people who are on the showcase recital, the Eastern Trombones will be first, and I thought you could just set up on this platform here. And there are still lots of fruit out there and water. We don't want to take that home, and my girlfriend brought a whole bucket full of toothbrushes. Trombone players don't like to play after eating, so take some toothbrushes. You can take a couple extra. We have plenty to get rid of. Okay, we'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Thank you.